Hey, greetings, students, teachers, staff, parents, community members, and everyone interested in Merrick Moore. I am Librarian Steckroth, and today I want to share with you some new resources that you will find on the media site on the Merrick Moore website. So let's get started. So here I am, right here on the Merrick Moore Elementary website. You want to click About Us, and you want to scroll down. Okay. And you want to touch on specialist, and then you want to scroll down to, specialist updates, there we go. And you want to scroll down to where you see the icon of the media coordinator. That would be me. Now, you probably already know this because if you are listening to this video, then you probably clicked on that YouTube channel. But I want you to go down here, and I want you to click on where it says Mrs. Steckroth, and you're going to see, I don't know the last time you went into these. Oh, there we go, hide menu. There we go, let's get rid of that. All right, the last time that you saw these on the library site, some things that might be new from the last time that you were there. First thing I want to show you is this Battle of the Books title. All right, some of you might have been involved in the Battle of the Books last year or wanted to be involved in it. And if you are a fourth or a fifth grade student next year, because the rules say that you have to be a fourth or a fifth grader to participate, you may want to be part of the Merrick Moore Elementary Battle of the Books team. Below are the 15 books that team members will need to read for the competition to be held next February. We think it'll be in February because that's when it usually is, but nothing has been established yet. Start reading now. So I just wanted to post these books for you. Again, there are 15 of them. You might say, Ms. Steckroth, I don't really know anything about Battle of the Books. Well, here's what you need to know right now. If you like to read, and if you like to if you can remember what you read, and you don't mind if somebody asks you questions about the books you read, then you might be interested in this Battle of the Books team. I'm not sure if you'll be able to find all of these books online. I haven't found all of them yet, but I'm guessing that a lot of ebooks and even some things that you could listen to, you will find some of these titles. And here's why. You know, the publishers that are giving us free stuff right now, they're not usually doing the very latest books or, just published or the latest in the series for Wimpy Kid or Dogman or all that, because the publishers still want you to, when we can go out and buy things, to go out and buy them. And that goes for the libraries too. But a lot of these books that the committee who chooses these Battle of the Books books, Battle of the Books, hard to say. The committee members usually choose titles that are a couple years old, if not older than that, books that students have really enjoyed. And so if you look down through these, some of you may even recognize that you know some of these books already. So again, I just wanted to show you that because if you might be interested or if you're thinking about maybe I'd like to do Battle of the Books this year, if you're a fourth or a fifth grader in 2021, then you want to start reading some of those books now if you have the opportunity. All right, so let's go back. And the next thing I want to show you, because you might not have looked at this, it says, listen to the monkey's paw. Come on, there we go. So some of you might remember that either this year or last year, I shared with you a story called The Monkey's Paw. It was kind of scary, and it was about a family that had been given this dried up, shriveled monkey's paw. And the family had 3 wishes, and something happens. I found somebody, this lady right here, reading the story to you on this website. And again, this website up here, you can get to it. And it is, when you go here, it is classic children's stories brought to life. And what you see here is the monkey's paw. But when you get into this site, there are lots of stories that you could listen to. So if you like the way this lady reads, or, you like the story, then you might choose to listen to some other stories. But this is the monkey's paw because I know some of you really like that story. Also, since she is reading from the original story, there are lots of things in that story that Ms. Steckroth did not share with you because there wasn't enough time to do that. All right. And the third thing we want to talk about today, and we're just going to spend a little time on that, on this, it says coding and Blockly. All right. Now, some of you might know a lot about coding. Some of you might have heard about coding, and some of our younger friends maybe don't know much about coding at all. So let's go ahead and click on that. And first of all, before we actually get into a site that I'm going to show you, again, that is free, it says, what is a code? All right. A code or a program is a set of instructions telling the computer what to do. All right. If you have a microwave at your house and somebody wants to heat up some coffee or heat up a sandwich, that person opens the door, puts the item in, touches a couple of buttons, and the microwave knows what to do. Well, that's technology. Somebody had to write a code or a program. Somebody had to write that set of instructions telling the computer what to do. Okay? If you are playing a video game, somebody had to write write the code or the program, a set of instructions telling the game how to play. You know, whenever the person playing the game touches this, this is what happens. When the person playing the game touches this, this is what happens. If you are in an elevator and you push 3 because you want to take the elevator up to the 3rd floor of the building, well, somebody had to write the code or the program, the set of instructions telling the elevator what to do. So that's code. It's a set of instructions telling the computer what to do. All right. What is coding? Coding is the act of writing the instructions that tell the computer what to do. Okay, wait a minute, Ms. Deckeroth. I don't want to write anything. You don't have to right in the beginning. But if you are a computer coder or computer programmer, coding is what you're doing. You're writing the instructions. All right. Somebody has to write those. But like I said, when you are first learning coding, you don't have to write anything. There's a little bit of reading, but the coding that I'm going to show you today, or learning how these things fit together, we're going to do something called drag and drop. Okay. All right. So when you scroll down here a little more, it says Blockly. And this is the site that we're going to go to. Now we're going to click on this. Okay, maybe we're going to click on this. Oops. All right, let's get rid of all this stuff up here. Uh-oh. All right, let's try again. When we click on this, it takes us to this site right here. Now, what I did with that link is I made sure that you went exactly to this. So you didn't have to look at the introduction to the website, and it tells you all about the company, code.org. That's what's up here in the address. But if you want to, you can go back up here and you can read all about the organization, the company that started this. Okay? All right. Now, again, if you are a coder, you're going to say, Ms. Steckroth, there's nothing to this. But remember, some of our friends are just starting out. So we want to start at the very beginning, and then we're going to move forward. All right. Up here, it says instructions, and it tells you what to do. Click the block. Now, if you're a young friend and you're not a very good reader, you might have to have an older brother, sister, or an adult to read what you need to do. But soon you're going to realize that you don't need to read, because you can follow symbols and still be able to code. So this says click the block. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, you're going to say, Ms. Steckroth, what's so fun about that? Nothing yet, but remember, we're learning. Now, notice up here it says Lesson 2, Learn to Drag and Drop. Drag the block to the target. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to click and drag, but look what happens. If I don't get right on the target, I'm not going to get that continue button up there. I have to make sure that it's right there. When I do, it says congratulations. Now you can click on the continue button, or you can also click on the X, and it takes you to the next one. All right. Now again, the instructions up here say arrange the blocks to form the image. But even if I couldn't read that, it looks to me like I have to put this over here. Oh, and I do. All right, same thing. Now what you're seeing now, there's a little notch here. Notch is a little piece that's kind of cut out. And notice how it clicks. All right. And now it gets a little tougher. Now we have 3. And you can practice this as much as you need to because it's coordination. And coordination means that, my left hand clicking and my right hand I'm dragging. I got to work together. And sometimes that takes some practice. All right, this doesn't look too tough. All right, so I'm just going to put these over here. Whoops. Okay. Well, I have all 3 blocks, but I didn't get my congratulations. Something is wrong. Oh, I see. So I can take these back out of here and I can separate them. I can move things around. All right, I'm going to try again. I'm going to put that, and see how I can move things as long as I'm clicking. There you go. Continue. All right, now for this one, I'm going to go all the way to the end to show you what happens here. So I'm going into number 12, and you see how they get a little harder. So again, if you are really good at this and you don't need this practice, then you can go on to the next lesson. This one, though, notice how there are numbers. And see, they're still helping you out here because we're learning to drag and drop. Drag and drop. Drag and drop. Okay? All right, and now that I'm finished with this one, it takes me to the next lesson. Now this one I'm going to skip because this one says, this one says unplugged. And unplugged means you don't have to have a computer. All right, now Ms. Steckrell, hold on. If coding is about telling the computer what to do, well, it is. But when you're learning, you don't always have to have the computer. If we were in the library and for some reason we didn't have the computers, we could still practice creating a set of rules to tell somebody what to do or to tell something what to do. We could write directions for finding a fiction book in the library, or we could write directions to get somebody to sharpen a pencil. So that's what the unplugged means, that you don't need the computer. We don't want to do this lesson 3 up here. And you see there aren't the activities, you don't click on them because they're paper pencil. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to go to continue. And now this one is going to have a video with it. And it's just a minute long, so we're going to listen to it. Now, the thing about this and what I like is, let's imagine that you're trying to do some coding and you don't quite understand what to do. You can always go back and look at these videos. So this one is going to talk about Blockly. The other things that we were doing, that was just practicing coordination and dragging and dropping. But now we're actually going to work with something called Blockly, and that's what this young gal is going to explain. All right. I'm not sure if for some reason you did not hear the girl talk. You can go back whenever you go into this program, you will definitely hear it. But just in case for whatever reason you didn't hear that audio on that video, you will hear it on your own computer when you go here. All right, so this says sequencing with Scrat. Now Scratch, you're going to find out is a squirrel, and he likes acorns. He likes nuts. All right. Sequencing, putting things in order. All right. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to click on this one, number 2. All right. Now, right in the beginning, they're going to give you all these directions, but they're not going to do that every time. But remember, some of our friends are new to this, and so those directions are there just in case you need them. To get Scrat, there's Scrat right there with a long nose. To get Scrat to the acorn, to the nut, snap this piece, this block, to the bottom of this block, and then press Run. Over here, it says after connecting all the blocks, press Run to start your program. All right, let's take a look at this and you'll see how easy this one is. All right, so this block right here, when run, you always start with that, because when I click run, that means that's kind of like go. I'm going to give you all the instructions and I'm going to say go. All right. So everything connects to the run. So Scrat is up here and he needs to go in this direction 1 block in order to jump on that nut. Okay. He can't just eat it from there. He has to be on the nut. So here we have the arrow that's going this way. You see it up here, but see how this is light and this is dark? Okay, until I put this, when I click on it, until it clicks, it's not ready. Now let's run and see what happens. He moves one and he gets the nut. All right, let's try another one. Snap both of these direction blocks to the bottom. See, because now he's over here and he has to go 1 and 2. So we have 1 block and 2 blocks. Okay, and then we hit run. Okay, all right, couple more. All right. Now here's one. There's another direction, because here you see that he's going to go 2, but then he has to go up. But let's just pretend that I say, okay, he's got to go 3 blocks. So I'm going to take another one of these and click it on there, and I'm going to hit run. Watch what happens. 1, 2, but he falls off because going the wrong way. But remember, she talked about this reset button, and this reset means I'm going to do it again. Okay, so that wasn't right, so I click and drag it back. I need to go up. All right, and this is north, but again, you see this arrow going this way. So let's try this one. 1, 2, up. All right, let's go to this last, this last puzzle. Okay, all right. So here it says try this one all by yourself. So I'm going to go, let's see, I have to go this way too. So I'm going to go this way and another one and hit run. All right. Continue. Now, in lesson 5, it says pair programming. This is talking about working with a partner. You can look at that if you want, but we're not going to. But you're still programming with Scrat. We're almost done here. All right. And again, you're seeing the same kind of thing, but it's getting a little bit harder. Okay. So, I want to go down 1, 2, 3. So I need to go down, down, whoops. Notice how I have to be right under there so it clicks, and then I'm going to hit run, see if I did it right. All right, and then I'm going to click all the way over here and see what's going on. Okay, now there are different directions here. All right, but they still look like the same blocks. But when you get to the end here, there's going to be another one that comes in, but I'm going to save that for another day. Now, again, if you have worked with Blockly before and you've done this, you say, oh, Miss Deckroth, this is easy. When you get to the harder lessons, it gets a little harder. But Blockly is just supposed to be an introduction so that you become comfortable with how to drag and drop and to understand that you have to actually be on the block in order to, in this case, get the nut, eat the nut. When I first started this was tough for me because I don't play video games and I'm not real familiar with these kinds of things. But after I did this a bunch of times, I was getting pretty good. So that is broccoli. We can go back and we're going to go back to, I don't like the look of that. Remember that this all was on, I don't know why this is so big here. This is all on the Media Specialist page. Remember that, Battle of the Books, the coding in Blockly is right here. The Mummy's Curse is what was last week. Some of you may have looked at that. And there's the monkey's paw. Okay? All right. So that's it for today. And next week, maybe we'll go into something a little harder with the Blockly, or we might be reading another Dog Man. I'm not sure. You're going to have to stay tuned to this channel. You guys have a good day. You stay safe, and I'll see you next time.